Now, for many people, including me, I have to say, the Cheltenham Festival is the biggest sporting event of the year. More than 250,000 people are expected to make the pilgrimage there next week after last year's festival was held behind closed doors due to the pandemic.
Phil likes to think he's an expert when it comes to racing, but let's speak to a couple of real experts, the respected racing journalist and broadcaster Cornelius Lysaght. Cornelius, what makes Cheltenham so special? Loving the hat, by the way.
Oh, well, welcome to Hereford Racecourse, where we've got the pre-Cheltenham fixture, the Irish fixture here this afternoon in the sunshine. What makes Cheltenham so special? Well, it is, as far as horse racing is concerned, jump racing anyway, it is the week of the year, 4 days of horse racing, Tuesday through Friday, culminating in the Cheltenham Gold Cup itself. And it's a horrible cliche, and it's the only time I'm going to use this expression in the next few days. It's the Olympics of jump racing, but it is really, it comes around every year. It's the championship. The main horses from Britain, the main horses from Ireland compete over 28 races. And as well as all the action, it's a proper festival. So people descend on this tiny picturesque corner of Gloucestershire, where Cheltenham is located, to enjoy themselves and enjoy a festival, if you like, as well as all the action out on the track.
Now, Cornelius, you mentioned that it was about the best from Britain taking on the best from Ireland. Last year was an absolute bloodbath in that competition. Out of the 28 races at the Cheltenham Festival, Ireland won 23 and British trainers and horses won just 5. Are we in for a similar bloodbath this week, or might the British fight back?
Well, I'm pleased your arithmetic is so good, but it's rather depressingly good. You're absolutely right. It was a rout, 23-5 in 2021. Irish jump racing is in particularly good health at the moment, with trainers like Willie Mullins, Gordon Elliott, Henry de Bromhead, who are all in prolific form. They are bringing an enormous number of horses across, and not only is Irish racing in such good health, but British racing in terms of talent isn't in quite such good health. The likelihood is that the numbers will still be considerable for Ireland. I think the feeling is that Britain might get to 8 or 9, but that still means 20 or 21. Or 19 or 20 to Ireland. So Ireland are going to be very strong. They're particularly strong in the champion hurdle, an unbeaten horse called Honeysuckle, in the Ryanair Chase horse called Allaho, and in the Cheltenham Gold Cup on Friday with a whole lot of very good chances, including last year's winner Minella Indo and last year's runner-up Aplutar and Galvin. So the Irish looking very strong, not just in the big races, but in some of the races that might be described as the undercard as well.
Now, as Esther pointed out, I'm an enthusiast. You're an expert, Cornelius. So what our viewers and listeners want to know is what they should be putting their hard-earned money on next week to try and win a few quid. With the cost of living crisis, that's more important than ever. So come on, let's nail your colours to the mast. If our viewers and listeners had to have one bet next week, what should it be?
Well, I have to tell you, viewers, Philip's being extremely modest there, because he's renowned for his shrewdness when it comes to finding the winner of the 245, whether it's at Cheltenham or indeed at Carlisle. But no, if you're looking for the big stories I've mentioned already, like Honeysuckle and Allaho and the Irish in the Gold Cup, a lot of hope behind a British horse, Shishkin, trained by Nicky Henderson in the Queen Mother Champion Chase, but a couple of big Irish contenders, Anugamen and Chacon Poursois, up against that particular horse. And what is worrying fans of Shishkin and indeed other horses trained by Nicky Henderson, one of the champion trainers in Britain, is that his horses have been out of form over the last 3 weeks. He's got, I think it's 4 runners this afternoon at Hereford and at Sandown. So his supporters will be looking for an upturn in fortunes on that. And it is a Henderson horse that I will recommend. I will know my fate very early on in the fixture, in the first of the 28 races, because Team Henderson has a very good horse indeed called Constitution Hill. And Constitution Hill was taken to Kempton Park Racecourse for a gallop the other day against a champion hurdle contender called Epatante, also trained by Nicky Henderson. And Constitution Hill came out of that gallop miles on top. Is a horse with an outstanding chance in the opening race of the fixture, which is the Sky Bet Supreme Novices Hurdle Race. And the great thing about that race is there's been no Cheltenham normally for 12 months. So there's a great roar goes up. They're under starters' orders. They're off for the first race. This roar goes up. It'll be an even bigger roar in 2022.
And
because, as you pointed out earlier on, the fixture took place in 2021 behind closed doors.
We're going to have a roar here as well, Cornelius. Your friend is about to join us here. That's Paul Nicholls, champion national hunt trainer. Not once, but 12 times, maybe even 13 times. So, hello, Paul. I know you're in the deepest, darkest countryside, but we have got you. I'm talking about Cheltenham and your training capabilities and what's happening.
What we want to know, Paul, is which one of your horses should we be betting on next week? Let's cut to the quick. That's what our viewers and listeners want to know. What's the Paul Nicholls winner next week?
Well, the best three chances I've got, I think, are Brave Man's Game, Stage Star, and a horse on Friday called Bob and Co. But so competitive there. How do you know which one to bet? You nearly got to take your chance on what you know yourself. Really, we obviously think Brave Man's Game's got a great chance on Wednesday.
And I want to know, Paul, having trained so many winners, having been champion jockey so many times, what's the best celebration you've ever had? What's the best party you've had at the end of a race or a year?
Well, I think every time the Coulter or Denman won the Gold Cup sort of 10 or 12 years ago, we ended up in our local pub, the Manor Inn, and had a right celebration. So we never short celebrating when you win those sort of races.
I think you've had 46 Cheltenham winners, Paul, including 4 Cheltenham Gold Cups. You've trained some of the greats: Corto Star, Denman, Big Bucks. Which winner at Cheltenham gives you the most satisfaction when you look back on them?
Well, I think winning any Gold Cup is amazing, and we were lucky in, I think, 2007, 8 and 9, we won it 3 times. I think the year Corto won the second time, when he was the first horse to win, lose, and then regain the Gold Cup. I think when he won it for the second time in 2009, when he beat Denman that day, that was a fantastic day. But all those Gold Cups are amazing memories.
Paul, Cornelius, thank you so much for joining us. Paul, we wish you every success next week. We know how difficult it is to train a winner at Cheltenham, so training 46 is a great achievement. We wish you all the very best. And Cornelius, enjoy it. And if your tips don't win, you'll need to be further away than Hereford when Esther's after you. I can tell you, if Constitution Hill doesn't win, you'll be on the run from Esther.